Welcome back to part 2 of how to get fully funded admission to the U.S. grad school. Along with grades, challenging yourself with advanced coursework or honors projects can highlight your academic rigor. Take elective courses that align with the grad program's focus. For example, if you're aiming for a data science program, load up on statistics or machine learning courses. Showing depth and breadth in relevant areas will strengthen your profile. 2. Gain research and work experience. Graduate schools, especially Ph.D. programs, want evidence that you'll thrive in a research or professional setting, not just in the classroom. Seek out opportunities during undergrad to participate in research projects, internships, or relevant work experiences. If you're in a science or engineering field, getting research experience is often the make-or-break factor for Ph.D. admissions. Join a lab, do a senior thesis, or assist a professor on a project. This not only teaches you valuable skills, but can lead to publications or conference presentations, golden assets for your application. Admissions committees love to see that you've dipped your toes into research and have the motivation for more. For applied fields, an industry internship or project can show you have practical skills. Even volunteering or side projects can count if they're relevant, for example, contributing to an open-source software project for a computer science applicant. These experiences will also give you great material to discuss in your statement of purpose and interviews, making you a more compelling candidate. 3. Ace the standardized tests. Like GRE, TOEFL, and IELTS, standardized tests are a moving target in graduate admissions. The GRE, Graduate Record Exam, has long been a basis for U.S. grad applications, and TOEFL or IELTS are typically required to prove English proficiency for international students. In recent years, many programs, especially after 2020, have made the GRE optional or even eliminated it, particularly in top schools and certain fields. For example, some programs at Harvard, Columbia, and Yale have dropped GRE requirements. Check each target school's policy. If the GRE is optional and you have a stellar score, sending it could help. If it's not required and your practice scores are average, you might focus your energy elsewhere. If you do take the GRE, aim for a competitive score. In STEM fields, that often means around 320 plus, combined with a strong quantitative section. But what's good varies by program. A high GRE can sometimes compensate for a lower GPA or other weakness, and it's often a criterion for certain scholarships. For English tests, most universities want a TOEFL IBT score of approximately 90 to 100 plus, or IELTS approximately 7.0 to be sure you can handle the language demands. If you're not a native speaker, don't take the language test lightly. Practice listening to lectures and writing essays under time constraints. Pro tip: some schools also accept Duolingo English tests nowadays as a convenient alternative. Again, verify requirements early. Bottom line: strong test scores won't get you in on their own, but they can strengthen your case, and lack of required tests can remove a hurdle. Plan to take exams at least 6 to 9 months before applications, so you have time to retake if needed. And gather all necessary documents, transcripts, degree certificates, well in advance. Missing a required test or document can derail an otherwise great application. 4. Build relationships and network handshake. Networking isn't just for job hunting. It can significantly boost your grad school quest. Start by developing strong relationships with your professors, mentors, or supervisors during undergrad. You'll need 2 to 3 glowing letters of recommendation, and the best letters come from people who know you and your work well. Cultivate these relationships by engaging in class, visiting office hours, or working on projects together. When the time comes, remind them of your accomplishments and goals so they can write detailed, personalized letters. A lukewarm, generic recommendation won't impress anyone, so choose your referees wisely and give them plenty of time. Beyond your current circle, try to connect with people at the programs you're interested in. This is especially key for Ph.D. applicants. If you can identify potential advisors, professors whose research excites you, consider reaching out before you apply. Send a polite, thoughtful email expressing interest in their work, and ask if they're taking new students. Attach your CV and maybe a brief summary of your research ideas. Many professors won't respond. Don't take it personally, they're busy. But if even one engages in a conversation, it could greatly improve your admission odds. Showing that you've taken initiative to contact a faculty member can signal your genuine interest in that program. In some cases, if a professor is impressed by your background, they might flag your application for admission and funding. It's not guaranteed, but it's worth the effort. You can also network with current students or alumni of your target programs. Search online, LinkedIn, university forums, even Reddit, for people from your country or field who attended that school. Politely ask for a short chat about their experiences or any tips for the application. Their insights can be gold. They might share what the program values, how funding is decided, or common mistakes to avoid. Networking can feel intimidating, but remember, most people are happy to help someone following in their footsteps. And who knows, these connections might become your future colleagues or collaborators. 5. Craft a compelling story in your SOP. Nearly every application will require a statement of purpose, SOP, or personal essay. This is your chance to speak directly to the admissions committee and convince them that you belong in their program. A great SOP is a mix of passion and purpose. Clearly articulate why you want to pursue grad school, why you're choosing this field, and why this particular program is a perfect fit. Be specific. Mention professors or labs you'd love to work with, or courses and facilities that draw you. Show that you've done your homework on the program. At the same time, highlight your preparation and potential. Discuss relevant projects, research, or work experience that have shaped your interests. Share a brief story or an anecdote if it illuminates your motivation, but keep it professional and focused. If you overcame challenges, academic, personal, or financial, you can mention how that developed your resilience or passion for your field. Committees appreciate authenticity and grit. Ensure your statement is well-structured and free of errors. Writing quality matters, as it reflects your communication skills. Have mentors or friends read it and give feedback. It often takes multiple drafts to get it right. Remember, the SOP isn't just about what you want, it's about what value you will add to their program. Convey how you intend to contribute. Maybe you have a unique perspective, or your research ideas align with a grant the department just received. Enthusiasm is great, but pair it with a clear vision of your academic and career goals. By the end, the reader should feel, this applicant is ambitious, prepared, and one of us. 6. Apply strategically, and don't miss deadlines. Logistics time. Make a spreadsheet or calendar of all your application deadlines and requirements. U.S. graduate programs typically have deadlines in December or January for fall admissions, with some as early as October, particularly if you're also applying for university fellowships. Mark those dates and plan backwards. You want all materials submitted on time. Pro tip: if you're aiming for funding, apply by the priority deadlines, often the earliest ones. Some programs with rolling admissions or multiple rounds allocate funding to those who apply first, or by a certain date. Missing a deadline could mean missing out on funding, even if you get admitted. When filling out applications, double-check that you've selected any options to be considered for financial assistance. Many Ph.D. applications automatically consider you for assistantships or fellowships, but some master's programs might have a checkbox or a separate scholarship form. It would be a tragedy to realize later that you didn't tick the "Consider me for a teaching assistantship" box. Follow the instructions for each school carefully. Lastly, apply to a range of schools to maximize your chances. It's normal for even excellent applicants to face a few rejections. Graduate admissions can be unpredictable. Don't take it personally. Often it's about fit or finite funding slots. Cast a wide net, without stretching yourself too thin on application quality. And if at first you don't succeed, remember the story of a student who applied twice. It took him nearly 2 years and many rejections before he finally landed a fully funded Ph.D. position. Persistence is key. If you truly want this, you may try again with an improved profile. But with good planning and a bit of luck, you'll soon have an offer letter to celebrate. Securing full funding, scholarships, assistantships, and fellowships. Okay, you've gotten admitted. Awesome. But the goal here is fully funded admission. How do you make sure you're not paying out of pocket? The funding process can seem mysterious, but it usually comes down to 2 main pathways: scholarships or fellowships, and assistantships. Assistantships work for your tuition. This is the most common way Ph.D. and some masters students get funded in the U.S. An assistantship means you'll work for a department part-time, typically as a graduate research assistant, GRA, or graduate teaching assistant, GTA. In return, the school waives your tuition and pays you a stipend for living expenses. Essentially, you're earning your keep by contributing to the university's mission. Research assistants work on research projects, often your own thesis research or your professor's grant-funded project, while teaching assistants help run undergraduate courses, teaching labs, grading, tutoring, etc. Many programs, especially in STEM, guarantee multi-year assistantships to all admitted Ph.D. students. For example, a university might state that all engineering Ph.D. students get full funding for 5 years, provided they maintain good academic standing. The stipend can vary by school and city, often in the $25K $35,000 range per year, sometimes higher in expensive cities. Thanks for watching Part 2. If you find this guide as incredible as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the ideas and stories. See you next time for Part 3 of fully funded admissions to the U.S. grad schools.